오늘의 주방 도구는 Zaigle Everyday Grill. And this costs $190. I am thrilled today to test this gadget because this guy is like the newest and the hottest Korean barbecue at home gadget. With Korean barbecue at home, usually it's like a butane burner. It's like a pan that kind of looks like this, and that's like your very traditional way of doing Korean barbecue at home. I grew up doing it. One of the awesome things about this is that it's electric, so you don't have to worry about your butane running out because this has happened to me many times. You plug it in and you're good to go. Another thing is that Korean barbecue at home smokes up your entire place. You are gonna smell like Korean barbecue for like 3 days. This Zaigle Everyday Grill, it claims that it's smoke-free. It uses that infrared technology. So, let's break the machine down. There's a heating element on top. Here's your control. You have this drip tray down here. It comes with 2 pans. One's flat with no hole, and this is if you don't want any of the fat to drain. And then there's this one with the draining element in the middle. There's also this little piece, and this is supposed to give height if you want it closer to the flame. We're gonna do a few different tests today. My fave, pork belly. And then we'll test some short ribs, galbi, it's your classic Korean barbecue item. And then we're gonna do bulgogi, which is sliced ribeye that's marinated, and because of the sugar in there, it would show you a different range. For the first test, I'm gonna start on a little bit lower heat. Pork belly, we want it to be cooked all the way through. The fat rendered off. A low setting would be ideal for this. So this preheats for 5 minutes, and right off the bat, I think I'm excited for this because first thing, the cleanup. I feel like it's gonna be super simple, and with Korean barbecue, it could get like really messy. Before I put my pork belly on, I'm just gonna open the drip tray. I'm gonna add some water. The water is gonna help the smoking because we don't want the grease to start flaring up. Got my chopsticks, ready to grill some pork belly. One thing that's really annoying already is like I'm trying to lay the pork belly down, but like this really obnoxious thing is in the middle, so it's a little bit annoying, so I have to kind of like do this. I don't like that at all. Nice sizzle, so obviously your pan is hot. And now this pork belly is like sliced really thin, so it'll cook probably pretty quickly. I think this is a little too high and too hot because my pork belly is cooking a little bit too fast. So I'm actually gonna take this pan off, take the little insert piece that gives it height out, and put it back in. And that way, the heat is a little bit lower and it's easier to place the pork belly on the grill. You know what, the thing about Korean barbecue is like usually it's a very interactive thing. You're talking with your friends, the meat is grilling. And imagine if you had this in the middle of the table with like, 4 of your best friends. It's super fun. Obviously, I'm a little bit lonely right now, but it's okay because I got you guys. I'm gonna raise the heat a little bit because it's like too slow for me right now. So smoking. Obviously you're gonna get some smoke, but it's not like flaring up like crazy. I feel like definitely like less smokiness for sure, right? That looks great, beautiful. Another thing about this is you're losing like 2 inches of the outer ring because it's only cooking really in the middle where the heat element is. A concern that I do have is if it's actually getting as hot as it should be. So I'm like kind of skeptical for our next test. This is pork belly, so it'll stay like juicy because of the fat. But when you're cooking like short ribs, you need to cook on very high heat. And I'm not sure about this. I kind of like want my butane here. Pork belly, done. All I need is a lettuce wrap and some garlic and good to go. All right, guys. True test right here, it's the short ribs, the galbi, the king of all Korean barbecue. And if this can really give that char, this actually might have a fighting chance. You know what? I hear a really nice sizzle on this. And if this works, I'm taking this thing home. It's all right. Right now, I think what it's doing is spoiling my short ribs. No. Dude, I'm like losing so much faith right now. I need char. It started out great with the high sizzle when you put the first piece of meat on, but it's very gray and like there's so much boiling happening. So this is my theory. I think the infrared heating element is just heating up the pan. And so when you initially put the meat on, it sounds great and there's a sizzle. But then what's happening is that the pan gets a little bit cold with all the meat and then it's cooking from the top, but it's not searing from the top. And honestly, this is just like becoming a really tough piece of meat. It looks like beef jerky. Okay, so I do think that maybe if we put like 3 pieces of meat on and we're eating like 1 piece of meat at a time, we could possibly get a better result because the pan stays kind of hot. Who wants to do like Korean barbecue, like one piece of meat at a time? That's like super annoying. So with the bulgogi, we'll use this pan. And I'm doing this because when I do my marinated meat, I do not want any of the liquid to drain out. And with marinated meat, I want this to be like really searing hot. And I think that's like the most important part. You know what, I don't have much faith right now with this last element, but you know what? This may prove me wrong. For bulgogi, maybe it works really, really well. But I do think one of the reasons why it's not like retaining the heat that much is because these pans are really thick. All right, it's time for my bulgogi. My pan has been preheating for as long as possible. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe this is just meant for bulgogi. It always starts out great. The idea of this gadget sounds so appealing for me that I like really want it to work. Like really, 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 really want it to work. And I'm just gonna add that much because obviously we don't want to overcrowd. See, as soon as like 10 seconds passes, you can literally hear the heat subsiding. One thing I do have to say about it is there's no like real like smoky crazy action going on, and that I do love about this. Oh no, it's boiling my meat. That's when you know that this isn't an ideal situation. If this were like real flame and coming from the bottom, obviously it would evaporate, and right now all the juices is coming out of the meat. It's boiling. Oh my God, I'm just like picturing my grandma being like, yeah, I mean, I lost all faith in this right now. I really wanted to love it though, and that's the saddest part. Today's video was brought to you by our sponsor, American Express, with the Pay Planet feature, giving you choices for how to make payments big or small.